Men of Reddit, who are unable to share their emotions with anyone, what would you like to share? I have severe depression and anxiety, got diagnosed with PTSD, and honestly the best thing you can do is accept that it's there. Lying to yourself about makes it worse. Believe me, that's what I did, and I fucked myself up even more. You know what helps me get through it? The proverb, the shark who does not swim, drowns. Take it a day at a time, and if needed, one therapy session at a time. Hey man, if you happen to be moving to Austin, Texas, I'll buy you a beer, haha. If not, getting to up and move across country is so exciting. I've done it 3 times already, and I've seen so many great things, met so many great people, and experienced so much cool shit. Don't get hung up on your pay rate, you're going to make it work regardless. Enjoy the adventure.
Hey guys, much like you, I love reading people's stories on Ask Reddit. Unfortunately, there's a lot of weird middle school level, just thought experiment type hypotheticals like nice try Baskin Robbins. I don't find this compelling, so that's why I've made it my mission to trawl and crawl through Ask Reddit and find the very best content and put it in your ears. That's why I'm begging you, like and subscribe. If there's anything I can do to help you out, give you the kind of content that you crave to help you get through your workday, let me know in a comment. But please like and subscribe.
Hey man, as someone who is in your boat currently, I feel you. I'm a scientist, I find algorithms, maths and logic easy to understand and follow, so people tell me I'm intelligent, but it doesn't feel that way. I'm stupid when it comes to life, and definitely lazy. The more I research and the more I philosophize, the more I come to the same conclusion, that life in general doesn't have a purpose, other than to exist. It exists because it can, and we have to find out what to do with that. I wish I could tell you what my point to life is, but the truth is I haven't figured that out yet. I'm trying to find a point, a purpose. Right now I just have the short-term goal of finishing my honors, but after that I have no plan. This world is both incredibly large but oh so small at the same time. You don't have to take me up on this at all, but sometimes venting to strangers is easier because they owe you no obligation to care. If you want, feel free to DM me. Rant. Complain. Cry. I don't mind, and I'm 100 serious about wanting to be there to listen. Bro, just leave her, no joke. I know Reddit can be absolutely awful with relationship advice, but from what you've said so far, there is absolutely no point in staying in this relationship. You're constantly miserable and exhausted, and this problem won't go away on its own. Usually I'd suggest trying to talk it out with her and opening up, and you can still try that of course, but because of the nature of the problem I believe that probably won't do much. But hey, maybe I'm wrong, I'm not trying to discourage you or anything, so sorry if it comes across that way. This just comes down to whether or not you want to resign your life to this, because if you just ignore this problem, it will become your life. Also, staying in a relationship because of a child is the single worst reason. If you are unhappy with your partner, your child will know, or already knows depending on their age. Kids may be stupid, but they still pick up on stuff like that. They'll know when you're upset even when you're not showing it, and it's going to worry and upset them too. It's much better to leave the relationship peacefully and find fulfillment in another one, while still caring for and loving your kid, than staying in a hopeless marriage and putting on a facade and constantly exhausting yourself. Male ICU nurse here. I literally got a hug from my coworker last night because I texted her before work saying I could use a hug. Thing is, when I got to work she came up and gave me one of those soft behind the back hugs. Almost teared up right there. Then she sat down, looked at her phone and said, "I just now saw your text." Yesterday was the first time in my life I ever cried at work. This is something I've struggled with too for most of my life. Feeling like I wasn't wanted around and that even if I was to go away that no one would care. Sometimes I still sort of struggle with it, but what changed my perspective on it was realizing that I needed to be that friend to reach out. I thought that maybe all my friends felt the same way. In general, I believed people weren't good with reaching out, and I felt that I didn't need to take it personally. Especially if I wasn't going out of the way myself to reach out. There's still a bit of doubt, and sometimes I do feel like there are friends that won't return the favor. But changing my perspective about it made a lot of my doubt go away. 22, and I'm still freshman in college. I wasted so many years and I really can't help but to compare myself against others. I just hope whatever plans I have for the future will work out and hopefully no regrets. Thanks for your reassurance, appreciate it. And part of getting to 50 is a growing realization of the inevitability and finality of death. I feel every bit of what you describe here, and it has been coupled with questioning the worth of self-sacrifice and striving when at the end you die, and what does it mean at that point? My dad passed away about 6 weeks ago, and we have been going through his things and so many projects he had. So many tools and pieces and parts of things he wanted to do and was doing. And what does it mean? Where is the benefit in the time he spent, the money he spent? He's still dead and here's all this stuff that has lost a great deal of its meaning without him there to activate it. But I am coming to realize that the benefit lay in him. It was his mind, his life, his world he was working in, and he was moving every day to rearrange and change small pieces of it to suit him. In a way, it is very liberating to feel this way about the world. There are gladly borne responsibilities to friends and family, that is part of what makes your world right. Then there are the other things, and you choose the importance they have in your life, and how much of your vanishing time and energy you spend on them. The rest you let go. At the end of the day, your life is ultimately yours and yours alone. You get to choose, even if it doesn't feel like it sometimes. I'm 25, got a bullshit degree, been working for 4 years and now I have a different perspective and I'm trying to go study abroad now. Don't get me wrong, I feel like shit and heartbroken and lonely and am so close to just not giving a fuck anymore. But at least I have a plan and who knows how life will be. We can do this.
This year, like I said, I'm having a midlife crisis. I've started a YouTube channel and I'm on a big health kick. One thing that I found is very easy to eat, very easy to prepare, is I heat up chickpeas with chicken broth and tikka masala. And there are two schools of thought about how you should eat beans. Some people believe you should buy the dry beans and soak them, but I tried that and it was a disaster. So I buy canned beans every time. And if I'm opening like 2 cans a day to be on this diet, it is a massive pain in the ass if the can has this jagged metal edge. You know, I'm worried if like little bits of metal are getting into my food, I'm going to slice up my intestines. So I found this special can opener that actually opens the can in a way that is completely safe, no metal's getting in your food, and is 1,000 times better than any other can opener I've ever used. So if you wind up, opening a lot of cans for whatever reason, maybe you've got a cat or something, you must buy this can opener from my affiliate link.
FFs, this is so much harder than I imagined. That I am still broken on the inside. That my soul is like fucking Coventry after the Germans raided it during the Second World War. That I am afraid to sink into depression for the 6th time in my life because it got worse and longer with every single time. Because the only thing that kept me alive was my back then GF who left me. That I consider myself a massive disappointment, the failure of my family, and that my family would be better off without me. That my family, especially my parents, were a major reason for these 5 depressions. That all it will take to push me over the edge and into suicide is just a little push because I do not want to struggle for the 6th time. That I am still not over my breakup, despite it being something that happened over 2 years ago. That I still cry from time to time whenever I think about the past. I think I should clarify some things. I am quite certain that I am currently not depressed. The last time I was in that slump was 2018. I am simply the wreckage that was left after that time. No, as of right now, I do not think that I need therapy. I get by in my everyday life, and as long as I do not think about the past, I have no problems with getting through daily stuff. Yes, I know that I have a very skewed perception. However, that is the result of my last depression. It is not something that I can change easily, and I highly doubt that I can change that perception in the near future. Things got so much better between me and my family, and the last depression played a huge role in that. However, I want to thank each and every one of you for reaching out to me. Seriously, I really wish that I would have done that 2 years ago. Seeing random people on the internet care enough for a stranger like me made me cry. Thank you all. 2 kids and eldest 13, I remember exactly what you're going through. Look for the small wins and celebrate them, even if it's just in your head. Also, don't make yourself culpable for others' actions, and if you're being overwhelmed, tell someone. You've got this. I hate it when expectations are placed on me. Next year I'm going to college. My parents have expectations of me passing and successfully getting in. So as of now, she wants me to retain or get higher grades than usual, and the thing is, I don't want stress. I want to live my life peacefully and stress-free as much as possible. My parents aren't bad, I know they just want the best for me, it's just that I am afraid that I cannot meet their expectations and disappoint them. To try and get rid of the stress and pressure temporarily, I usually play games, watch shows, or read books. I will admit that I do put a lot of my time into those things, but the reason why is because it helps me temporarily forget about my problems in the world. While doing those things I can feel at ease, but sometimes my parents condemn me a bit for spending too much time on those things. Sometimes I just want to say that I do these things to help me calm down about life, but I don't know how to say it or even if they would understand it. Lastly, I feel like there's no purpose in my life. I just wake up every day, go to online classes, listen to the teachers, do my requirements, sleep, rinse and repeat. I just don't know what to do in life. I feel like an empty husk that has no purpose. I'm not suicidal at all or anything, but sometimes I just wonder what would it be like if I just never existed at all. I just don't know what to do with life. I have no goals, no dreams, I barely feel happiness left. I don't know what to make me happy. I just feel completely lost. I don't know what to do. I didn't think this would get that much attention. In all honesty, I wasn't expecting any response at all. I just wanted to vent here. To all the people who have shared their stories, told me how they handled things and said that I can get through this, all I can say is thank you. Thank you so much. Waking up and reading all the positive things you all have said to me has helped me made my day. Your wife's family? They do not keep you around just because of her. If they didn't like you, they wouldn't talk to you, spend time with you, engage you. What you went through is absolutely horrendous and I'm so sorry for that. But give your wife's family more credit. I've been cheated on and I had all the thoughts you're having now. These stopped the moment I let myself get insulted and mad. The moment I stopped caring about how they would feel if I was mad, more than my own feelings. She doesn't care that she's hurting you, she's no longer someone who worries about your well-being. Yes, it hurts, but you've got to take that hurt and get mad. Get mad that this person you trusted thinks so little of you, that they're delusional enough to think you're unworthy. Start seeing yourself with the same energy you so desperately cling onto her with. Love yourself, like yourself and tell the rest of the world to fuck off. How dare she play you like that? Fuck that shit. I tear up during the sad part of nearly every movie, even if it's stuff made for little kids. Pretty sure something is deeply wrong with me inside. I'm not talking about just stuff like Up and Coco. Even stuff like when Groot says we are Groot or when Moana's grandma sings to her on the boat. You pretty much summed up how I feel. A life lacking fulfillment because I've never actually wanted anything in particular. This year was going to be my year. The year I turned shit around. Then I went and made the worst mistake of my life. Whenever I finally try to make a decision that's totally my own and follow through with it, shit never seems to work out. The knowledge that life only has the meaning you assign to it doesn't make it any easier to discern that meaning. I've been aimless my whole life and I really don't know what the hell I want. I've just followed when I've been led and taken what I've been handed. I have a dream but my family thinks it's kinda impractical. I want to be a meteorologist but here in my country, science is looked down on. Still, I know that God is in control. I am currently on high school. I work on my break days. After doing my assignments, I study basic weather concepts by the night, little by little. Sometimes, I do not get to study because of many homeworks. Still, I am determined to try to make it work. I know it's difficult, but I have fallen in love with it. I only know so little, but I am determined to know more. This is a dream of mine and I will try to make ends meet. Maybe after a few more months or years, my family will get to accept that this is my dream. Or maybe, after a few months or years, I'll realize that this dream is not for me. Time will tell. Hey, everyone, thank you for your kind words. I would never ever be able to explain how much wholesome it is to be supported for who you are and what you want to be. I did not expect this to reach this point. Yo, I do not care about upvotes, I care about how you cared for me and my dreams, where people would be reaching out to tell me to keep going when I thought I shouldn't. I appreciate the words of encouragement, advice, tips, and suggestions. One even sent me a resource for studying. Man, bless your heart. Giving you a virtual hug from my phone screen. I wish you a wonderful day ahead. May your deepest desires come true, no matter how impossible they seem to be. I'm having a rough time in life right now. I'm 16 so you can all make fun of me for being angsty or whatever, but I still have things I want to say. I want to say that the world seems like it's getting bigger and bigger right now and the problems that me and my friends experience become more and more of an issue. My friends have depression and anxiety. Separation anxiety. Sexual trauma. Foster homes. I, myself, have had reoccurring nightmares for over 5 years about my dad. I recently found out I may have a heart condition that could keep me from doing the things I love. I go to a cardiologist tomorrow to figure out what's wrong. Life just seems to suck. Maybe it's just me. On top of all that, I had my first actual suicidal thought the other day. I'm not suicidal, but the thoughts of jumping out my second-story window crept into my mind and scared the shit out of me. I've been dating a girl for a year and a half and as of last night I've had the awful realization that my actual love for her is covered over the fact that by caring so much for her and giving up as much of myself as I do, I'm losing myself in the process. My self-esteem and self-confidence are in the dumps. I struggle to find things that I enjoy. I struggle to find things that I like about myself. I have to make the hard decision to end things, I think, and it's weighing on me. TL, Life gains more complexity every day, it feels, and I'm struggling to cope. Thank you all for reading. I hope this is what this thread was for. I act indifferent and have things under control, but in reality I'm terrified of the future. I think about 100 what if scenario a day. I don't like to talk about myself because I feel like I'm not interesting or people don't care about what I have to say about my life. Thank God I have good friends, but those things not even them I can share with. I couldn't possibly reply to each one of you, but you best believe I read each comment and my burden feels so much lighter. Know all those strangers just relate to me and comfort me without knowing me. So thank you. Also, a lot have suggested I look into therapy or anxiety medication, so we'll do that.
I turned 36 this year, and I decided to focus on my physical fitness, so I bought a swim club membership. The only problem was, most of the time when I go swimming, I wind up getting an ear infection. So it turns out that normal earplugs, they kind of irritate your ear canal, they don't really work, they don't keep the water out, but there is an amazing kind of earplug. It's called Mack's Pillow Soft Silicone earplugs that, they feel great, they keep the water out 100%, they're reusable, and they don't irritate your ear canal at all, no issues. If you've ever had a severe ear infection, you don't want to experience that again. It can permanently damage your hearing if you're unlucky. So investing in these earplugs is definitely a good idea. Also, when my baby was crying later this year and I could not get to sleep, I used the same earplugs and they worked great. I was able to sleep right next to a crying baby. So be sure to click my affiliate link and purchase some of these Mack's earplugs today.
Only one of my friends ever contacts me unprompted, whether it is via text or a quick drop-by. I would never hear from the others again if I didn't message or call them first. This isn't as bad as some of the others here, but it has been bothering me for a long while. Thank you all for the words of support or even just talking about your own experiences. I wish you all the best friends in the world. Thank you for all the rewards, but honestly I have no idea what they mean. Reading your replies is more than enough. If these cost money, please spend it on something for yourself, even if that is just a beer, a chocolate bar or something healthy. Most people deserve that, I'm certain you do too. If you are inclined to give, I'm sure there's nicer things you can spend it on than some mystified fool on the internet smile. I honestly can't keep up with the replies and messages, but please check out the sticky if you're in any sort of need. I'm sure the people on the other end of those links don't mind your questions or tales, however small they may seem to you. I'd love to reply to you all, but I can't, and I'm sorry. Some typos in wording. Have a wonderful morning, noon, evening or night. Shit, I just tried writing something for the past hour and I can't share my emotions, even to a bunch of strangers on Reddit, so I guess that's something to share at least. Thank you all so much for commenting. This is the first time I ever had this many people care about something I said. I'm not the type for talking, so I probably won't ever message you about my feelings. The most I do in terms of showing my feelings is through music. Either way, I'm still reading new comments. You guys are awesome, really made my day. Second, my GF has just told me she's losing feelings for me. Everyone looks to be going just fine in my life. I don't want to exist anymore, honestly. I don't want to die, I just want the memory of me and who I am to be wiped away from everyone so I don't disappoint anyone anymore. I just want to be a ghost and not exist anymore. Sorry, just going through some shit right now with depression, heartbreak, insomnia, and a slew of other things that I have to hide so to not hurt or disappoint anyone. I distance myself from everyone in my life emotionally because the feeling of being vulnerable and truly opening up to people scares the shit out of me. It always seems to come back to bite me in the ass when I leak a little bit too much information because I just want to be alone and forget about everything. I wish I could live alone and have very little interactions with everyone. It's always so draining to be around people day in day out with little alone time. I'm tired of pretending everything is going well. I lost all motivation and drive to do well in life. I keep telling myself it will get better, but nothing is going right. I just want a hug from someone who really cares about me and tell me everything will be okay. I want to drop out of school so badly to recover, but that's not possible. Frown. Edit. Thank you so much for all your encouragement and kind words, I really appreciate it. My day got better. Smile. It's getting late here and I will continue reading and replying to you guys tomorrow. I appreciate every single one of you. Hugs. Smile.
If there's ever a fly or a mosquito or like a yellow jacket or some weird unknown insect in my house, my wife will not leave me alone until it is dead, and she will blame me personally for having a house that an insect entered. The only way that I'm able to buy peace for myself so that I can work on this YouTube channel that you enjoy is by using an electric fly swatter with an affiliate link in the description. The way this fly swatter works is that you hold down the little button and then you whack the fly as if it were a tennis ball, and it looks like a tennis racket. And what the electricity does is it stuns the insect or kills it so that you can clean it up easily. And the fact that it's a tennis racket gives you a much better chance of actually hitting the insect. And I found it invaluable, and I hope that you will decide to also use it in your home. And, if you're like a teenage boy, you can also whack other teenage boys with it. We used to do that in the Boy Scouts.